Hey guys, so I'd like to show you this puzzle I just finished, which is the 2x4x6 Ghost Cuboid. And as far as the building process goes, it was really difficult. Well, compared with the 11x11 mirror blocks, it didn't take nearly as long, which this took about 300 hours by the way. But deciding on how to make all the really obscure angle cuts on this one was the hard part. But similar to the 11x11, I really threw myself into the deep end with this one, because there were a lot of other puzzles I should have built before this one that would have kind of guided the process along, but it was more of a challenge just starting with this one. What I mean is, like, I've never even made a 3x3 ghost cube, or any other ghost cube for that matter, so I really had to figure out for myself first the geometrical concept behind what actually makes a ghost cube look the way it does, and then I took that and applied it to, 2x4x6 cuboid. So yeah, for anyone else getting into this stuff, I don't really recommend something like this for your fourth build, but if you like an extreme challenge, well, go for it. But anyways, I'll show you the turning quality here, and I think it turns really well. All the layers turn really smoothly. And, if you hold it right, you can turn it with one finger. Now, to get it out of its cubic form, because it's a ghost cube, you can actually see here, this line that goes all the way up, that needs to be lined up to actually make the next moves. So we just turn it like this. Line these up, and now all the layers will be able to move. You see there? And then these are the 6 layers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is your 2. And then this is your 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 by 4 by 6. And for anyone wondering what my first builds were, I figured I'd show you those in this video too. So here it is. These are the first 4, and really the only 4 puzzles I've ever built. But actually they're not really fitting in the frame, and you've seen these, so I'll just focus on these 2. So these were my first 2 builds, obviously the 3x3 axis cube and the 5x5 axis cube. And actually these were built quite a while ago. I built these in December of 2015. So after that I actually took quite a lot of time off. I didn't do any building at all, and then only until recently I started those other 2. Now this puzzle is definitely far from perfect, but what I was really happy with is the turning quality. Again, like the other ones, is really good, and this is my very first attempt ever. I don't know if you can see that. In the light there, past the stickers, the actual surface finish of this is pretty terrible. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I didn't go any finer than like 180 grit, but from the actual mechanism, I was really surprised at how smooth it turned. And same sort of thing on the 5x5. The turning is really smooth. Let's see, I don't think I've ever tried this. Let's see if it'll pass the test of. Kind of. Yeah, it does do the one finger test. But if you look, let me zoom up even more here. The surface finish is fairly wonky, and all these stickers were hand cut, just like the 3x3. And the 2x4x6 were also completely hand cut stickers. So that definitely does help it look a little bit better. But I mean, for my second attempt, I think it turned out pretty good. And the reason I started with these 2 axis cubes is that I think they make some of the coolest patterns. And these are just in the checkerboard pattern, but I think out of any cubes, these look the best. Especially this one. I think that just looks awesome. So I thought I might as well show you some pictures from the building process of all these cubes. Obviously this is the first 3x3 axis cube, starting the hexagonal dipyramid cuts. And there it's a little more finalized in shape. And I used the gray epoxy sculpt on these first 2 mods, and then I switched to the black one later once I actually realized that they made that one. So that's starting to fill the pieces. There's one that's not been sanded in the middle, followed by 2 still very rough looking sanded ones on the outside. And I really built it up way more than I had to. You can see here it's way fatter than it needs to be, and then I basically just spent a huge amount of time with a belt sander getting it down to the finalized shape. Same thing on the 5x5, getting the hexagonal dipyramid cut and then filling all the pieces. Here's about halfway through. You can actually see on the stickers there, that little pieces of tape. At the same time as building this, I was teaching myself how to solve a 5x5 supercube, so That's what those little pieces of tape are for. And here's the 3x3 is basically done there. The 5x5 still needs a little bit more work. And I believe that's finished before paint on both of them. As you can see, these first two were basically built at the same time. I painted them at the same time. And you can see there is the 5x5 partially assembled black spray paint. And I might as well show you these other ones too. This is from the, obviously, 11x11 build. No epoxy sculpt on this. It was 100% ABS plastic. And this building process just took forever. And there it's halfway assembled, or technically a little bit more than halfway assembled. There's the last corner section. And you can see there the difference between, if you look at the bottom of the screen, that's one layer extended up, and on the top of the screen, that's two layers extended up of sheeting. And that's how I did all the sides like that. And from my ghost cube here, ghost cuboid, this is the first step, obviously, is making it into a cuboid by super gluing the parts together. And there's about halfway through. Looks pretty rough, but... And this is the final build, just assembling all together. And after it was done, just took apart one side. You can see there how off-centered the actual original faces of the cube are relative to the sides of the final piece. So that about wraps it up for this video, and as for future stuff, I already have a list of about the next 15 puzzles I'm going to make. So if you want to see any of that stuff, make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to be posting a new video every Monday starting next week for that stuff. So yeah, hope you thought this was interesting. Thanks for watching.